Back in January of 2021, OM Systems started making noise about this new camera. Now, they were known as Olympus back then, but they're now known as OM Systems, and they talked about this WOW camera. And then in February of 2021, OM Systems said that you can expect this WOW camera within about a year. But with everything that's gone on, that might be pushed a little bit, but we're coming up to that 1-year anniversary of that statement. And OM System has released 3 teaser videos. In this first teaser video, we see it's very low light, it's dark, it's almost monochromatic. We've got a very desaturated look. We've got a lot of blue, we've got a lot of dark colors. It's all shot in low light, and this is very challenging for any camera to do, but especially a Micro Four Thirds. And what OM Systems is showing us here is how effective this camera is at shooting in low light. If you live in a very, very cold climate, whether in the north or southern hemisphere, the only times you have actually good light is between noon and 2 o'clock, and the rest of the day is pretty much low light conditions, especially on a cloudy day. So to see how well this camera performs in the cold, harsh Arctic conditions in low light is just absolutely impressive. The second teaser video takes us to a much warmer, tropical climate where we have a lot more hours of daylight, where low light is certainly not a problem. Here, OM Systems is highlighting the landscape capabilities of the camera, nature, wildlife, and again that it can produce these incredible shots in hot, humid, challenging conditions. And in the third video, The Pursuit of Paths Unknown, we return to that cold, snowy, icy scene. Notice the autofocus. It's able to track the subject whether farther away or whether it's moving further away from the camera without any issues. It's able to capture the subtle differences, the dynamic range, in low light, the colors, the bright colors against the dull background, or to be able to capture the scene outside the window when shooting from inside facing out. I think what OM Systems is showing us in this video is regardless of what condition you're in, the autofocus system works. It works in really rough conditions, even when the snow is battering up against the lens in -20 conditions. So the big question is, these 3 teaser videos, are they teasing us on the WOW camera? Well, it certainly makes sense. In these videos, you could see that the camera that they were shooting with was an awfully small camera. But again, these are marketing materials. What I want to know is the cameras that were shooting this thing from end to end, were they using the WOW camera or some other camera? Because if they were using the WOW camera, this is impressive. These are very cinematic shots. I'm quite impressed with this, and I'm excited to see what this new camera is. We've got a lot of cameras out today. The competition for a really good solid camera that has very good video features and also solid stills features is important. We want IBIS, we want dynamic range, we want low light performance. And when you're talking about a sensor like a Micro Four Thirds sensor, it can be very difficult to do that. And I want to thank Four Thirds Rumors for pointing this out, to bringing these videos to the head, because I'm starting to get excited about this WOW camera. I kind of ignored the first 2 videos because I wanted to see what else things held, and of course we got busy with the Canon EOS R5C. But now attention is turning to Olympus. Sorry, OM Systems. I'm still getting their name mixed up because they change their names more than, well, than Olympus does. But seriously, this camera is wowing me. It doesn't matter what the camera really is. What I'm looking for is results, and what I saw here in the video is a truly cinematic experience. The dynamic range was incredible, and when they were shooting that scene where they had a small little campfire and the tent with the light inside, almost miniaturized against the vast, expansive, cold Arctic conditions, that little bit of warmth coming from the fire and the color from the fire against the tent, just beautiful. Very well exposed. The focus was bang on. And that's what you want. You want a camera that you can take out, that you can trust is going to get you the results you're looking for. You want reliable autofocus. You want really good exposure. You want dynamic range. You want low light. But at the end of the day, you want to capture in the camera what you see with your eyes. And to me, that's the most important capability. To say I want 4K, 6K, or 8K is great. But really, at the end of the day, I want to capture in great detail, with color accuracy, in focus, with what my eyes see. And I'm pretty impressed with this camera. So hopefully we'll get an announcement soon. Apparently, OM Systems is supposed to be dropping 5 teaser videos. So it depends on when we get the next few, but I wouldn't be surprised if the fifth one doesn't drop in February? And then, are we looking at a February announcement? Well, I think it's highly likely. CP Plus is supposed to take place this year from the 22nd to the 27th. And it's highly unlikely, starting on the Sunday before the show, that we might get, well, an announcement of OM Systems. I paused there to make sure I said the right name. OM Systems and this WOW camera. I'm pretty excited. I don't think MFT is dead in any way whatsoever. As many of you have pointed out, MFT systems can produce really incredible results. Let's look at the Panasonic GH series. IBIS. I have to say that the GH series is the only camera that I'm aware of that can produce such a compelling IBIS that you don't need a gimbal that I have up here. The R5, it does have IBIS. It has 5 stops, and with lens stabilization gives it up to 8 stops. But still, if I'm walking or running, IBIS does not deliver smooth cinematic video. I need to use a gimbal. But the Panasonic GH series with a micro Four Thirds sensor is able to stabilize video when walking to such an impressive detail. And this WOW camera, using a micro Four Thirds, and I can guarantee you it will because, well, Olympus, OM Digital, OM Systems, all of the above, the trinity of names that they're using, says it will be a micro Four Thirds sensor, and they're not planning on moving to APS-C or full frame. So, are you excited by this camera? Are you willing to give it a shot? If you are disappointed in the GH6, are you willing to look at this? If you are looking at Canon, the R5C, the R5, the R6, or the RP and the R, would you consider buying this WOW camera if these results are being delivered by this camera and it doesn't suffer from any overheating? Let me know in the comments section down below, but also please do me a favor, like and subscribe. It really does help this channel grow, and I take it as a virtual pat on the back. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.